The Flame That Burned Bright, The Life and Legacy of Reinhard Bonnke. The year is 1940. The Second World War is raging across Europe. The distant rumble of artillery, the whistle of icy winds, and the cries of a baby echo in a dimly lit room. Amidst the chaos and fear, a child is born in Königsberg, East Prussia. Reinhard Willi Gottfried Bonnke. His arrival in such turbulent times sets the stage for a life destined to shine brightly against the darkest backdrops. The baby would grow up to be a Christian evangelist and missionary, spreading the gospel of Jesus Christ in many countries around the world. He would also become the founder of the Christ for All Nations ministry, which continues to spread the gospel to this day. The Bonnke family and family's flight. Reinhard grew up in a devout Christian household as one of 6 siblings. His father, Hermann, a dedicated pastor, instills in his children the values of faith, perseverance, and prayer. As the war devastates East Prussia, the Bonnke family becomes refugees, fleeing westward to Denmark. During the war, Bonnke's family was forced to endure a harrowing journey, freezing nights in makeshift shelters, hunger gnawing at their bellies, and the constant threat of air raids. The family's faith is tested during their harrowing flight to Denmark as refugees, eventually settling in Germany. Reinhard's parents, deeply religious, cling to their faith as they navigate this dangerous new reality. His father, Hermann Bonnke, a stern but compassionate pastor, believes firmly in the providence of God even amidst such suffering. These early hardships shaped Reinhard's reliance on God, laying the foundation for his calling. Early life in Germany, the divine whisper. Eventually, the family resettled in post-war Germany. Reinhard grew up in a small town where his family's faith acts as a guiding light in the midst of loss and rebuilding. As a child, Reinhard was curious about the Bible, fascinated by his father's sermons, and had a habit of asking profound questions. At 9 years old, Reinhard attends a small church service where he feels an unmistakable encounter with God. In this intimate moment with God, he experiences a vision, a map of Africa engulfed in flames. He hears a whisper in his spirit, "Africa shall be saved." Reinhard's trembling hands and the overwhelming sense of purpose that floods his heart. This divine encounter marks the beginning of his extraordinary journey, the bedrock of his future ministry. Education in Wales. Young Reinhard began to nurture this calling. He started sharing his faith with friends, sometimes facing ridicule for his boldness. His siblings recall their brother's fiery enthusiasm even as a boy as he dreamed of preaching to nations. These anecdotes provide a glimpse into his unshakable conviction, even in the face of doubt and mockery. Reinhard's thirst for spiritual growth led him to Bible college in Wales, England. Growing up in a modest family, during the period his family experienced poverty and sacrificed to support his education at Bible college. At Bible College in Wales, his fervor for evangelism is ignited, and his understanding of the Holy Spirit deepens. This sets the stage for the journey that would take him across continents. A family built on faith, marriage, and partnership. Reinhard married Annie Suelzer in 1964. Their partnership is central to his ministry, with Annie serving as his confidant, supporter, and co-laborer. Their love story adds a personal dimension to his global mission. Reinhard and Annie have 3 children, Kai-Uwe, Gabrielle, and Susie. There was a struggle to balance the demands of ministry with his responsibilities as a husband and father. His family's unwavering support played a crucial role in sustaining him during challenging times. Reinhard's relationship with his parents and siblings and their influence on his early faith journey remained an encouragement throughout his ministry. The African mission begins. In 1967, Reinhard and Annie moved to Lesotho, a small country in southern Africa, marking the beginning of his lifelong mission. This marks Reinhard's humble beginnings, holding small gatherings and speaking in remote villages. These early years were marked by cultural challenges, financial struggles, and moments of doubt. Reinhard persevered, learning the local language and customs. He soon began to gain the trust of the locals and was able to spread his teachings far and wide. He was able to build a strong relationship with the people, and his message of love and peace resonated with many, and his influence began to have a lasting impact on the people of Lesotho. His legacy continues today, with many people in Lesotho still remembering and honoring him. Reinhard's unwavering faith led him to establish Christ for All Nations, CfaN, in 1974. Despite limited resources, his determination to reach millions for Christ fueled his early efforts. He envisioned reaching millions for Christ, believing that Africa was a continent ablaze with the fire of the Holy Spirit. Signs, wonders, and challenges. An explosion of growth begins. Bonnke's ministry experienced exponential growth in the 1980s, marked by large-scale crusades that drew millions. The turning point came in Nigeria, where his first major crusade attracted 100,000 people, marking the beginning of Reinhard's largest gatherings. Soon, crowds of over 1 million gathered to hear his message. Miraculous healings and conversions became hallmarks of his crusades, earning him recognition as a modern-day evangelist akin to Billy Graham. However, Reinhard's success in the ministry came with challenges. There were accusations of overemphasis on miracles, and with success comes criticism. Reinhard faced accusations of overemphasizing miracles and commercializing the gospel. Logistical hurdles. Such gatherings pose logistical challenges, including managing large crowds as well as securing venues and spiritual warfare. Bonnke also faced personal threats and political resistance, but despite these challenges, his resolve remains unshaken. His faith and reliance on God carried him through, setting the stage for explosive growth in his ministry. The Million Soul Crusade. In 2000, Bonnke led his most ambitious campaign in Lagos, Nigeria. Over 6 days, millions of people gathered to hear his message. The final night saw a staggering 1.6 million attendees, with over 1 million decisions for Christ recorded. This became known as the Million Soul Crusade, with over 1 million recorded decisions for Christ. The behind-the-scenes spiritual and logistical preparation for the event, including prayerful intercession to massive technical setups, every detail is a testament to Reinhard's faith and vision. The event was a testament to Bonnke's vision of Africa transformed by the gospel. There were life-changing testimonies from attendees and the ripple effects of the crusade on Nigerian society. Churches experienced unprecedented growth, and the event solidified Reinhard's place in history as a global evangelist. Enduring hardships. Reinhard's ministry was not without setbacks. He faced significant trials throughout his ministry, from losing crucial equipment in fires to grappling with health issues and political resistance. Each challenge tested his faith, Despite these setbacks, he remained steadfast, often quoting his motto, "Plundering hell to populate heaven." In 2011, Reinhard passed the leadership of CfaN to Daniel Kalender, ensuring the ministry's continuity. The transition reflects his humility and focus on the mission over personal legacy. Legacy. The flame lives on. On December 7th, 2019, Reinhard Bonnke passed away peacefully at the age of 79. Tributes poured in from across the globe, celebrating a man who had led over 79 million people to Christ through his ministry. His legacy including the enduring work of CfaN, which continues to hold crusades worldwide. We hear from family members, colleagues, and those whose lives were forever changed by his ministry. Bonnke's vision and legacy continue to inspire the next generation of evangelists. From the continued work of CfaN to the individual stories of those influenced by his teachings, the episode underscores the enduring impact of one man's obedience to God's call. Reinhard Bonnke's life was a flame that burned brightly, lighting the way for millions to find faith. The torch has been passed. Reinhard Bonnke often said, "God always works with people who are willing to work with him." His life was a testament to what God can achieve through unwavering faith, radical obedience, and an unrelenting passion for the gospel. But Bonnke's passing was not the extinguishing of his flame, it was the passing of a torch. This mission is far from over. Who will take up the mantle? The question echoes. Today's world is fraught with challenges, spiritual apathy, moral decline, and increasing resistance to the gospel. But Reinhard Bonnke believed that every Christian, no matter their location or background, has a part to play in fulfilling the Great Commission. Christ's words in Matthew 28:19-20 read, "Go therefore and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, teaching them to observe all that I have commanded you." This isn't a suggestion, it's a command. The call to action is clear. Every believer must be a witness for Christ, whether in their neighborhood, workplace, or across the globe. Share the gospel. Pray for revival. And live a life that points to Christ.